Imagine waking up at 2:47 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying the same worries on a loop. What if your car breaks down? What if your phone dies? What if your boss calls you in tomorrow and it's bad news? Now, here's a strange question. What if there was a single number in your bank account that could make most of those worries just quiet down? Not $1 million, not even 100,000. I'm talking about $10,000. I'm Leo, and welcome to Leo Invests. Here, I spend a lot of time mastering personal finance, managing money the right way, investing wisely, and creating true financial freedom. If you want to improve your financial future, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join me on this journey. And today, I want to explain why this one milestone quietly changes the way you think, sleep, work, and make decisions about your life. Most people think financial milestones are just random numbers we make up to feel successful. But some numbers hit differently, not emotionally, psychologically. And $10,000 is one of those numbers. It's not about buying fancy stuff. It's not about showing off. It's about something way more powerful: control. Before we talk about what changes when you have it, let's talk about what life looks like when you don't. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, every small decision feels heavy. At the grocery store, you're not thinking about what you want. You're doing mental math. Name brand or generic? Steak or chicken? Should I put this back? When friends suggest going out, you don't think, that sounds fun. You think, can I afford this without messing up my whole week? And when something unexpected happens, a flat tire, a medical bill, a broken laptop, it doesn't feel like an inconvenience. It feels like a crisis. You're not planning your future. You're defending your present. That's what zero savings does. It keeps your brain stuck in survival mode. Here's the surprising part. When people hit $10,000 for the first time, most of them don't change their lifestyle. They don't start buying expensive stuff. They don't suddenly upgrade everything. What changes is how they think. The first big shift is your relationship with risk. When you have no savings, every decision feels dangerous. Changing jobs feels risky. Moving feels risky. Even taking a short trip feels risky. But when you have $10,000 sitting there, those same decisions feel manageable. You're not reckless. You're just not trapped anymore. You can finally think beyond next month. There's also something physical that happens. Studies show that financial security lowers cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. In simple terms, your body relaxes. Think about a check engine light. If you're broke, that light feels like a countdown to disaster. Your mind immediately goes to, how am I going to pay for this? Do I need a credit card? Who can I borrow from? But with $10,000 saved, that same light becomes annoying, not terrifying, just annoying. That shift from panic to inconvenience changes everything. You sleep better, you think clearer, you make better decisions. Here's a secret most people miss. The real power of $10,000 isn't in spending it, it's in knowing it's there. Most people who save their first $10,000 don't actually use it for emergencies. They use it for opportunities. They take a course. They switch careers. They move to a better place. They start thinking long term. Because when you're not worried about survival, your brain finally has space to think about growth. There's also a quiet confidence that comes with having money in the bank. You negotiate differently. You walk away from bad deals more easily. You stop making choices from desperation. And that confidence tends to create better outcomes, better jobs, better pay, better options. Not because money magically fixes your life, but because fear stops running it. If you're thinking, that sounds great, but $10,000 feels impossible, you're not alone. Here's the truth. The hardest part isn't the money. It's the identity shift. Most people treat saving like a temporary diet. They go extreme, burn out, and quit. People who actually reach $10,000 start seeing themselves as someone who saves. And once that identity changes, everything gets easier. Your first $1,000 is brutal. Your second is hard. By the time you're at 5,000, the habits start to feel automatic. There's also a practical reason this number matters. Most financial emergencies fall under $10,000. Car repairs, medical bills, short-term job loss, family emergencies. So once you hit this milestone, you're protected from the things that keep most people stuck in the paycheck to paycheck cycle. You're not invincible, but you're resilient. Something else changes too: how you see money. Before savings, money feels like it just disappears. Every dollar spent feels gone forever. After $10,000, money starts to feel like a tool that buys time, a tool that creates options, a tool that can even make more money. That's usually when people start caring about investing, side hustles, and long-term planning. Not because they suddenly got smarter, but because they finally have mental space. Here's a wild truth. Someone with $10,000 saved is often closer to financial freedom than someone earning twice as much with no savings. You probably know people who make great money and they're still broke, and you probably know someone who makes less but always seems stable. The difference isn't income, it's behavior. Saving your first $10,000 teaches you patience, discipline, and intentionality, the real skills behind wealth. With $10,000 saved, a car problem becomes a hassle, not a disaster. A medical bill becomes stressful, not life-ruining. Losing a job becomes scary, not catastrophic. You get time to make good decisions instead of desperate ones. And time is one of the most valuable assets you can buy. You don't need to save it all at once. Some of the best savers start with $25 or $50 a month. The amount matters less than the consistency. Most people spend thousands every year on convenience: coffee, takeout, random stuff they don't even remember buying. Redirect a portion of that, and suddenly $10,000 isn't a fantasy, it's a timeline. When you're broke, you're constantly calculating. Can I afford this? Should I wait? What if something happens? That burns mental energy. With savings, most of those micro decisions disappear. You choose based on preference, not fear. And that mental freedom is something you don't fully appreciate until you finally feel it. Let's be clear. $10,000 doesn't make you rich. It doesn't solve all your problems, but it gives you breathing room. And breathing room is where good decisions are born. The real transformation isn't the number in your account. It's the person you become while building it. If you can save your first $10,000, you've proven something incredibly important. You're in control of your money, not the other way around. And once that switch flips, the next goals stop feeling impossible. They start feeling inevitable. And if this video helped you see money a little differently, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join me on this journey. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.